So just sit up on your mat. If you want to sit on a pillow or a towel or something to lift up your hips just a little bit. Oops, I forgot my music. I had it on and I shut it off. I'll just put it on now. And just come to your comfortable place. Perhaps think about bringing your shoulders over your hips and your ears over your shoulders.
Good morning, Ginny.
Good morning. Thank you. Just mute your phone, please, Ian.
Excuse me?
Mute your line, please.
Leave the line. I will.
Thanks. And just close your eyes. And begin to let your breath settle. Think about your sitting bones being rooted down into the earth. And as you root down through the sitting bones, reach the crown of your head towards the sky. And imagine from the crown of your head a silver cord that reaches all the way down through the center of your body, following the channel of the chakras. And this silver cord is called the Sushumna. It's the center nadi. Nadis are energy lines or energy veins within the body. And the Sushumna goes straight up to the higher being, whatever that higher being is, and reaches up through the crown of your head to the universe. And so as we root down through the Muladhara chakra, which is the root chakra, we move up the chakra line all the way to the crown of the head. The Sahasrara is the crown. And again, this is the connection to the enlightenment, to your higher being. And then lift your eyes up to 12 o'clock and make circles with your eyes. And pause. And then lift the eyes again and make circles in the other direction. And then pause and lift the eyes to 12. Take them to 9, across to 3, down to 6. And then lift them to 12 o'clock again. Take them to 3, to 9, and down to 6. And let them be heavy in your sockets, in the sockets. And imagine that you're looking inward, perhaps to the center of your heart, the Anahata chakra. And then let your eyes float back to the center of their sockets. And with your exhalation, lower your chin to your chest. And see if you can sense your chin coming closer to your chest with every exhalation. Release the back of your neck. Keep your chin tucked in towards your chest and roll your left ear to your left shoulder. And then chin to chest and roll the right ear to the right shoulder. Chin to chest. And then slowly bring your head back to parallel and you can open your eyes. And take your arms out to the sides of your body and just wiggle your fingers. And stretch your arms and then release. Walk the fingers out, wiggle, and release. And one more time, walk your fingers out, wiggle them, and release. And then take your arms up, turn your palms, exhale and release. Reach up, turn your palms, exhale. Inhale, reach up, turn your palms, exhale and release, and roll your shoulders. And reverse. Inhale your shoulders up. Exhale with a ha. Inhale up. Exhale. And then inhale up. Exhale. Reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right. And stretch the left side of your body. And then come back up and reach up with your right arm. Walk out to the left. Reach and stretch. And then come back up. Once again, reach up with your left arm. Walk out to the right. Curl your ribs towards the floor. And then open up. And round your ribs. And open. And round your ribs. And come all the way up. And then do the same on the other side. So walk out to the left, round your ribs. Inhale, open. And round your ribs. Inhale, open up. And one more time, round the ribs. And then come all the way back up. And take your left arm across your body. And then the right arm across the body. And then reach across and down. And across and down again. And then come back. Reach up with your left arm. And bend your left elbow. Bring your hand to the center of your back. And then take your right hand, hold on to your left elbow to stretch your triceps. And then lower the left arm, bring it across your body to stretch the back of your shoulder. Come back to the center, take your right arm up, bend the elbow, bring your hand to the center of your back, and then hold on to your right elbow with the left hand. For a nice open up underneath your triceps, under the arm and under your tricep. And then once again, bring your right arm across the body. And then come back to the center. Bring your hands sort of to your shins instead of your knees and round your back. And really, almost as if you're going to roll back. Let your shoulders come forward and your chin towards your chest. And then inhale, lift up your chest and round your back. Lift up and round your back. And then lift your chest. And bring your hands to your knees. And then just come forward. Press your hands into the floor. Spread your fingers nice and wide. And then lift up your chest. And walk any amount you can forward. If you can come to your forearms, come to your forearms. You might feel this in your outer hip, especially on the left side if your right leg is in. If your left leg is inside, then it would be, of course, the right hip. And then walk yourself up And let's just change the cross of the legs so I don't forget to do it on the other side. And then just come forward again. Press your hands down, wide fingers, spread and press and lift up your chest. And then just walk yourself forward any amount that works for you. If you can come to your forearms, then do that. And just notice the opening in the hip, the stretch. And then come back up. And take your left hand to your right knee and your right hand behind you. Press into the floor, draw your navel in, soften the lower back, and then twist, ribs, chest, and shoulders. And keep your chin in line with your heart. And then come back to the center. Take your right hand to the left knee, left hand behind. Press into the floor to lengthen, draw your navel in, soften your lower back, and then twist, ribs, chest, and shoulders. And come back to the middle. And then take your legs out in front of you. Slide your heels. Tap your legs. And point and flex your feet. And spread and scrunch your toes. And make some circles with your ankles. And go the other way. And bring your big toes together, pinky toes to the floor, and windshield wipe your feet. Slide your heels and tap your legs. Good, and then inhale, reach your arms up, bring your palms together, interlace your fingers, press your palms up towards the ceiling. And then bring your elbows and bend your elbows, bring your hands to your chest, press your hands out, bend your elbows in, reach your arms up. Bend the elbows in, reach the palms away, turn the knuckles towards your screen, and then shrug your shoulders forward and bring them back. And reach forward and bring them back. And one more time. Shrug the feet, shoulders forward and reach back, and then just shake out your hands. Open and close the hands and make a few circles with your wrists, and then the other way. And bring your hands down to your sides. And once again, you can just flex the feet. Press through the balls of your feet and draw your kneecaps up towards your thighs. Lift your sternum, relax your shoulders, and hinge forward. Bring your hands to your shins, or if you can reach your toes, you can bring your fingers to your toes. And then press and lift up your chest, and then walk yourself up. Hold on behind your knees, and take your legs wide. Roll the thigh flash from the down towards the floor. And just make sure your toes and your knees are in the same plane. Good. And then just come forward. Spread your fingers, press into your hands, lift up your chest. And then walk over to your right leg and stretch through your left arm. And then walk over to your left leg, stretch through the right arm. Come back to the middle. And once again, press your hands into the floor, lift up your chest. And then walk yourself up. Hold on behind your knees and bring the soles of your feet together. Bring your hands behind you and let your knees drop out to the sides. And then take your legs out in front and take your left leg and just cross the ankle over your thigh. And just rock your thigh up and down. And then use your left hand to press on the left knee. Take your right hand behind you and just try and open up the leg a little. And then come back and take your right foot over the left leg and do the same, sort of rock your leg up and down. This just helps to release your hips. And then again, take your right hand, press against the right leg with the left hand behind you. And then come back and bring the soles of your feet together. And maybe your knees have lowered down a little bit. And then extend your left leg. Keep your right foot in at your thigh. Turn towards your extended leg and walk forward. Hold on to your ankle with your hand and reach your arm up. And then fold forward. Inhale and reach up. And fold forward. Inhale and reach up. And fold forward. Take your right hand to the outside of your left foot or to your shin, wherever you can reach, and take the left hand behind you and press into the floor and lift up. And then relax down and release. Bring the soles of your feet together. And then extend your right leg. Bring the left foot in to your right thigh. Walk yourself forward. Hold on to your ankle with your hand. Reach your arm up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach up. Exhale and lower. And one more time, inhale, reach up, stretch up, and exhale. Walk your left hand over to the outside of your right foot or shin. Take your right hand behind you and then inhale, lift up. And release. Bring the soles of your feet together. And once again, maybe the knees have opened up a bit. Good. And then just take your legs in front of you and round your back. Lift your chest. Round your back. And lift your chest. And round your back. And lift your chest. And then just take your legs in front of you, tap the knees, and we'll come on to our hands and knees. So have your blocks and your weights close by. And I think we'll just start, let's just come into extended child's pose. So come back down into extended child. You can stack your hands and rest your forehead on your fists for just a moment. And then come forward to table. Stretch your right leg out behind you and rock your toes. Press your heel to the wall behind you. And then bring that leg back and then do the same with the left leg. Rock your toes. Press your heel to the wall. And then come back. Step your left foot forward. Bring your hands to your blocks. Use them at the preferred level for you. You can scoot your right leg back if you can, any amount. So we work the hamstring on the left leg and the hip flexor on the right. And then just press into your blocks, lift up your chest, and then slide your hips back, straighten your leg. Come back to the center, press and lift, and then slide the hips back, Bend your knee, press into your blocks, lift up, and then in 2 steps with hands to your thigh first, or go straight all the way up. Reach your arms up, lift up through your back ribs for crescent lunge. And then bring your hands to your blocks and step your left foot back. Step your right foot forward. And again, any amount that's comfortable for you, you can scoot your left leg back, begin to work on that hip flexor in the front, hamstring on the right leg. Press into your blocks, lift up your chest, and then slide your hips back and straighten your leg. Come forward, press and lift. Slide your hips back. And then come forward. In 2 steps or 1, take your arms up for crescent lunge. And then reach your arms up, lift up through your back ribs. And then bring your hands to your blocks and step your right foot back. Then take your blocks at whatever height they're at, and then just bring your arms, or actually bring them down to the second highest level. Bring your forearms onto the blocks, and just let your head rest between your upper arms. And then come up to table. You can set your blocks aside. Step forward with your left foot. Take hold of your weights. So we're going to do some flies, reverse flies. And again, remember, we're going to do 15 repetitions, but if 15 is too much for you today, or you want to change it to some other number, you can do 10, you can do 8, you can do however many you want, 12, whatever. But we're going to try for 15. So we start with the weights down underneath the leg, and lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then lower your weights, or you can bring them right next to your foot, and step your left foot back. And then step the right foot forward. And this time, instead of flies, we're just going to do rows. So lean forward slightly. And here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And you can set your weights down, take your blocks, and bring them up onto the highest level. And then curl the toes on your left foot, come up to a high runner's lunge. And then step your foot in halfway, and then all the way. Bring the blocks to the top of your mat, and your feet right behind your blocks. Bring the weight of the body onto the balls of your feet, so that your hips are right over your ankles. Good. And bend and straighten your knees a couple of times. And then walk your blocks out so that they're a good amount out in front of your shoulders. And now bend your knees, bring your wrists to your thighs like you're going to jump off a ski jump. And then come up and bend your knees. Come all the way up. And then one more time, bend your knees, bring your ribs to your thighs, lower your hands down towards the floor, and then slowly roll yourself up to come up to standing. And then bend your knees and roll your shoulders. Inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, exhale back, inhale your shoulders up, exhale up, inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale. Good. And then take a breather. I'm going to adjust my screen. And whoops, we got a little sunshine coming in there. It's a little brighter than it has been, at least in this window anyway. So, okay, so take your weights. We're going to do a couple of, actually maybe we'll start with curtsy squats. So you remember curtsy squats, we just start and we'll start with the left leg behind. So left and back, okay? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, 13, 14, and 15. So now we'll go on the other side. We'll start with the right leg behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Good. So now if you can take your weights, both weights into one hand, if it's not too awkward for you, which maybe this isn't going to work for me, I'm not quite sure. This is the first time I'm trying this, so okay. And then just bring your other hand to your hip. So we'll start with the weights in the whichever hand you have, it's okay. And then just step your feet slightly about hip distance. And we're just going to bend to the side of the weights. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then switch the weights to your other hand. Bring the other hand to your hip. And we'll go 15 on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whoops, almost lost it. Sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And you can set your weights down for a moment. Maybe shake out the hands again. Good. Okay. Take one weight and we'll do some plie squats. So take your legs wide and turn your toes out to the corners of your mat. And then we just bend the knees and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. 5, lift. 6, lift. 7, lift. 8, lift. 9, lift. 10, lift. 11, lift. 12, lift. 13, 14, and 15. And then you can set your weights down and come back to the center of your mat. Take a break. I have to get my water because I forgot it. So maybe just grab a drink. Okay. All right. So take your weights again. We're going to do a little combination. I think we did this last week or maybe a couple of weeks ago. But we're going to combine a lunge and then a curl. So let's start with the right leg and step your right leg back to a lunge. So you're going to bend the back knee a little bit. And then as you come forward, curl your weights and step forward. And then lunge, whoops, and curl. Lunge and curl. Lunge, curl. Lunge, 5, lunge, 6, lunge, 7, lunge, 8, lunge, 9, lunge, 10, lunge, 11, lunge, 12, lunge, 13, lunge, 14, and lunge, 15. And then pause. And we'll do the other side. So as an alternative, just if you find this one to be a little bit too much moving back and forth, you can simply lunge and lift. Okay, so that's an alternative. Why don't we do that on this side? Because it's an alternative. It does the same thing. So keep your left leg behind you, but you're going to dip down and curl and look. Curl, curl and lift, curl and lift. 5, lift. 6, lift. 7, lift. 8, lift. 9, lift. 10, lift. 11, lift. 12, lift. 13, 14, and 15. And then step forward. Come to the center of your mat. And you can stand in Tadasana. And let's do some hammer curls. So lift the left arm and lower. And lift, lift, and lift. Lift, and lift, lift, and lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then pause. You can step your feet a little wider than hip distance, bring your weights in front, and we're just going to do some upright rows. So lift, 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 and lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then relax. Take a few breaths. And let's do some chest presses, or just shoulder press rather. So take your shoulders up, or your hands up, even with your shoulders. And then lift and lower. Lift, lift, lift. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then lower your weights. And take your blocks and bring them to the back corners of your mat. And then step your feet wide. And hopefully the blocks are going to be almost right behind your heels or close by. And then turn your left toes out and turn your right toes in. And soften your knee, turn your thigh, straighten your leg. Lift up your kneecaps. Turn just your torso towards me and then take your arms out to a T. Reach with the left hand, cut in with your left hip, and then reach over the back of the chair. Bring your hand to your block behind you, and then take your top arm up or to your hip if you have a bad shoulder. For Utthita Trikonasana, triangle. And press into your feet, reach up with the top arm, come up to standing, reverse your triangle. Come back to arms parallel, reach back with your back arm, and then extend your knee over your ankle. You can gaze out over the end of your left fingertips. Bring your back hand to your hip, glide forward, bring your hand to your block behind your knee. Roll your right shoulder open. Keep your hand here if you have a bad shoulder. Otherwise, you can reach up and then bring your hand next to your ear. Sweep the top arm down and come back up to warrior two. Reach back with your back arm, straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your hips and turn your feet. And then turn your right toes out, turn your left toes in, soften your knee, turn your thigh and straighten your leg. Reach your arms to a T. Reach with your right arm, cut in with your right hip, and then reach. Bring your hand to your block behind your ankle, and then reach up. Hand to your shoulder if you've got a bad shoulder. I know Babs, you're on the phone, you're on the call, so. And then press into your feet, reach up with the top arm, come back up to standing. Reverse your triangle. Come back to arms parallel. Reach back with your left hand, and then extend your right knee over your right ankle. And look out over the end of your right fingertips. Bring your back hand to your hip. Reach. Bring your hand to your block behind your ankle. Press your knee into your arm and your arm into your knee. Roll the left shoulder open. Stay here, or take your arm up and bring it next to your ear. And then sweep the top arm down around. Come back up to warrior two. Reach back with your arm, straighten your front leg, bring your hands to your hips, and turn your feet. Heel toe your feet together, and pause. And just take your blocks out of the way so you don't trip on them. Okay. So let's just do a little bit more yoga. So come to the top of your mat. Inhale and reach your arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Bend your knees and plant your hands. Step your feet back for downward facing dog. So press into your arms and lengthen through the sides of your waist. Draw your navel up. Press your thighs to the wall behind you. And then glide forward to plank. Bring your shoulders over your wrists. And then press back for downward dog. Come up onto your toes, down to your knees, and press back in extended child's pose. And then walk yourself up to come and sit on your heels, or you can stand on your knees if that's more comfortable for you. If you're standing on your knees, take your hands behind you, roll your shoulders back, and reach your hands down towards the floor. For those on your knees, roll your shoulders back, hold on to the edges of your mat, and draw the edges away to lift your shoulder, to lift your chest. And then release. Bring your hands forward in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up for downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Press back for downward dog. Look forward to your hands and walk or step your feet forward for forward fold. And then inhale, come all the way up, reach your arms up, bring your hands to your heart, pause in Tadasana. Reach your arms up, swan dive forward, step back with your right leg and lower your knee to the floor. Inhale, come up for a crescent lunge. Bring your hands down to the floor, step the left foot back, and step your right foot forward. And inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Bring your hands to the floor, step your right foot back. And then roll over onto your back side. Have your weights close by. 1 minute. For some reason, we lost our music. All right, oh well. Okay, so we've done these for our obliques before, so remember, you will bring the weights to the center of your body like this, but you can do this with your feet on the floor. You can be on your toes, or you can have your legs off the floor altogether. So if you take your feet up off the floor, you want to remember to engage your abs, cross the ankles, and we'll twist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then lower those down. Take your pillow or a towel. It's a good thing my pillow is a towel because I can wipe off my forehead. And then come on down onto your back. We'll do a few more things with weights. And then we'll just do a couple of stretches. Okay. So let's do a few more tricep exercises. So these will be nose breakers. So with the feet flat on the floor, you may even want to do a little pelvic tilt to protect your lower back or draw the navel in. Take your arms straight up and then bend your elbows and bring your weights next to your ears. And then lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. 5, lift. 6, lift. 7, lift. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So keep the arms up and we'll just do some flies. And so we're gonna lower and lift. So Babs, with your shoulder, you just wanna do the one side. Only go, or if you are gonna do it, just go a little bit, be careful. And lower, lower and lift. Lower and lift. 5, lift. 6, lift. 7, lift. 8, lift. 9, lift. 10, lift. 11, lift. 12, lift. 13, 14, and 15. And then you can say goodbye to the weights for another week. And just set them aside. And come onto your back and draw your knees into your chest and rock them in and out. Hug your knees in towards your chest and rock them from side to side. And let your knees fall away from the body, cross the left ankle over the right, and make circles around your low back and sacrum. And then hug your thighs towards your chest. And let them fall away. And then recross the ankles and make circles in the other direction. And pause. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Rock them in and out. Bring your feet to the floor. Walk your hands down towards your feet. And press your feet into the floor. Press the lower back into the floor. And release. Press your feet. Press the lower back into the floor. And release. Press your feet. Press the lower back into the floor. And release. Take your feet as wide as your mat. Your arms out to a T. And rock your knees from side to side. And then take your knees all the way over to the left. And come back up to the middle and take them all the way over to the right. Come back up to the center, extend your legs, extend your arms, reach and stretch, do a pelvic tilt. And then bring your arms down by your sides and let your feet splay to the corners of your mat, and you can prepare for shavasana. So as you begin to bring yourself down onto your mat, bring your awareness back to your breath. And then imagine just letting everything sink down onto your mat and be heavy. Relax your legs and your hips and your belly, your chest. Relax the skin on your neck and your face. And just let every part of your body relax and be heavy. Now picture yourself walking slowly along a path. A pleasant path, maybe dirt, leaves, pine needles. It's a beautiful day and you feel relaxed and happy. You can feel the warmth and energy from the sunlight on your skin. As you walk along the path, you come to a gate. And the gate leads you to a special place where you feel welcomed, safe, and comfortable. You open the gate and allow yourself to enter your private garden. Now picture yourself in your garden and picture that it's filled with your favorite things. Maybe flowers, trees, animals, birds, waterfalls, maybe a pond, or maybe even some music. Look around your garden and notice what's there. See all the textures, the colors, the objects that are in this special place. Notice how beautiful they are. Look at the ground. Look at the sky where they meet. Your garden is calm and peaceful. Everything coexisting in the garden. Now start to explore the garden with your sense of touch. Maybe you're walking barefoot, feeling the cool green grass between your toes, or spongy moss under your feet. Maybe you're resting on your back on a warm bench, warm wooden bench, or sprawled out on a big boulder, soaking up the sun's warmth on your face and body like a lazy lizard. Explore your garden any way you feel at peace. Now notice the air. Is there a breeze? Or is it still? Is it cool or is it warm? As you continue to enjoy your garden, become aware of the sounds that you hear. Maybe you hear birds singing, bees buzzing, collecting pollen from nearby flowers. Maybe in the distance you hear some wind chimes. Or just the soft breeze of rustling trees and leaves. Some sounds may be soft while others are loud. Perhaps your garden is quiet. Continue to relax and listen to the sounds of the garden and start to become aware of the smells you might smell. Take a deep breath in. Notice that the fragrances are sweet and soothing. Some may be familiar while others are not. Maybe you smell roses or honeysuckle or a lilac hedge in full bloom, or perhaps even the smell of the thawing ground in springtime. Take time to enjoy this beautiful space and spend as much time here as you need to rejuvenate and care for yourself. Say to yourself, I am letting go of tension. I feel calm. I feel relaxed. When you're ready to leave, you begin to slowly walk back towards the gate. You've enjoyed your visit to your garden and feel relaxed and content. Let this good feeling remain with you throughout your day. Push open the gate and return to the path that led you to the garden. As you make your way up the path to the here and now, remember you can use your imagination to return to your private garden at any time you wish. You can visit your garden to relax, to be comforted, or just to enjoy its beauty. So now as you start to bring your awareness back to your body, draw your knees into your chest, perhaps move your fingers and your toes. Rock a little in and out, and side to side. And then slowly roll onto your right side and pause there for a moment. Take a long, slow, deep breath in, and a long, slow, complete breath out. And then gently press yourself up to come and sit in Sukhasana. Bring your hands to the center of your chest and lower your head, reminding us to surrender the busy thinking mind to the wisdom and intuition that resides in the heart. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way home. Namaste.